Michael Reed had learned to measure his life in small victories. In Chicago, his mornings began before sunrise. When he quietly prepared breakfast for his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, before getting her ready for school. Being a single father wasn't easy, but Michael refused to let his circumstances become an excuse. He worked at Sterling Industries as a senior operations manager, often arriving early and leaving late. For 3 years, he had helped the company solve major problems, rescue delayed projects, and keep important clients satisfied. His co-workers trusted him because he never asked anyone to do something he wouldn't do himself. That Friday morning, Michael arrived at the office carrying Lily's drawing in his briefcase. She had written, "My dad is my hero," across the top. Michael smiled whenever he looked at it, especially on difficult days. By tenure, he was called into the executive conference room. CEO Vanessa Cole sat at the head of the table, with several senior executives around her. Michael immediately sensed something was wrong. Vanessa opened a folder. "Michael, we've reviewed the annual compensation reports." Michael nodded. "Okay." She looked at him without emotion. "Your performance bonus is being reduced by 50%. Michael stared at her. 50%, yes. "Can I ask why?" Vanessa leaned back. "Company priorities have changed." Michael remained calm, but the division exceeded its targets. "We completed the Harper contract early, reduced operating costs, and retained 3 major clients." One executive quietly nodded. Vanessa's expression hardened. "I know what you've accomplished." "Then I don't understand." She closed the folder. "Not everything is about performance." Michael looked around the room. "Then what is this about?" Vanessa sighed. "Sometimes employees need to understand that bonuses are privileges." Michael felt a knot forming in his stomach. That bonus wasn't a luxury. It was supposed to cover Lily's school expenses, part of their rent, and several overdue household bills. Still, he refused to beg. "I understand." Vanessa seemed almost surprised by his calm response. "You're not going to argue?" Michael shook his head. "I've made my position clear." Vanessa smiled, faintly good. Michael stood. "Then I think we're finished." He returned to his office and stared at the small collection of family photographs on his desk. Lily was smiling in every picture. Michael opened his laptop and began transferring his personal files. His coworker James noticed. "Are you leaving?" Michael nodded. "I think it's time." James looked worried. "Michael, don't make a decision while you're angry." "I'm not angry." He paused. "I'm disappointed." Michael packed his laptop, notebook, and Lily's drawing into his bag. Then he walked toward the elevators. As he passed through the lobby, several employees noticed him. "Michael, where are you going home?" Before he reached the elevator, his phone rang. The number was unfamiliar. "Hello," a confident male voice answered. Michael Reed. "Yes." "This is Daniel Hayes." Michael recognized the name immediately. Daniel was the founder of Sterling's biggest competitor. Daniel continued. "I heard you're available." Michael frowned. How Daniel laughed softly. "Good people become news when they walk away." Michael looked at the elevator doors. Daniel's next sentence stopped him completely. "Don't take that elevator, Michael. I want to offer you a job." Michael slowly turned around. For the first time that day, he wondered if losing his bonus might actually be the best thing that had happened to him. Michael stood in the Sterling Industries lobby, phone pressed against his ear, staring at the elevator he had almost entered. Daniel Hayes repeated his offer. "I want you to become director of operations at Hayes Logistics." Michael was stunned. "Why me?" "Because I've been watching your work for 2 years, Daniel replied. "Your company doesn't seem to realize how much you actually contribute." Michael looked toward the executive offices. Vanessa had spent 5 minutes cutting his bonus in half. Daniel had spent 5 minutes explaining why he wanted to hire him. "What are the terms?" Michael asked. Daniel gave him a salary significantly higher than his current compensation, a substantial performance bonus, health benefits, and flexible hours. Michael's first thought wasn't about money. "My daughter is 8. I need a schedule that allows me to be there for her." Daniel immediately replied, "Then we'll build the schedule around your responsibilities." Michael was quiet. That answer mattered more than the salary. "I'd like to meet tomorrow morning." The call ended. Michael walked outside and sat on a bench near the building. He called Lily's school and confirmed she was still waiting for him. When Lily ran toward him later that afternoon, Michael smiled. "Daddy, you look happy. I think something good happened today." "What, I might have a new job?" Lily's eyes widened. "Does that mean you can come to my science fair?" Michael smiled. "I wouldn't miss it." The next morning, Michael met Daniel at HerBiggest. Daniel didn't waste time. "I don't want you because you were mistreated by Vanessa." Michael listened carefully. "I want you because you're good at what you do." Daniel showed him the company's operations. Michael immediately noticed several inefficiencies. Within an hour, he had suggested solutions that could save the company millions. Daniel smiled. "This is exactly what I expected." Michael accepted the position. Within weeks, the difference became obvious. Michael reorganized several departments, improved delivery schedules, and created a system that helped managers identify problems before they became expensive. Employees respected him because he listened. Clients noticed the improvements. Revenue increased, meanwhile. Sterling Industries began experiencing problems. Several projects Michael had been managing were delayed. A major client requested a meeting. Another threatened to leave. Vanessa finally realized what she had done. One afternoon, she called Michael. He answered politely, "Hello, Michael. We need to talk about what's your old position." Michael remained silent. "We underestimated your value." "You did," Vanessa sighed. "I want you back." Michael looked at the framed picture of Lily on his desk. "I appreciate the offer. You can have your bonus restored." Michael smiled. It was never about the bonus. Vanessa paused. "Then what was it about respect?" Silence. Michael continued. "You didn't lose me because you reduced my bonus. You lost me because you made me feel like my work didn't matter." Vanessa had no answer. Michael wished her well and ended the call. Months later, HerBiggest promoted him to vice president. At home, Lily watched him prepare dinner. "Daddy, are you still happy at your new job?" Michael smiled more than ever. Lily hugged him. Michael realized something important. Sometimes losing something you thought you needed is exactly what gives you the courage to find something better. Vanessa had thought cutting his bonus would make Michael work harder for less. Instead, it had pushed him straight into the arms of her biggest competitor, and Daniel Hayes had recognized what Vanessa couldn't. Michael wasn't an employee who needed to be controlled. He was a leader who needed to be valued.